shall we call?
The Saturday mince pie. The pickled fingers. The expired water bottle, lol. The only man to pimp out himself twice in an hour. It's PeachyPixel8.
Hello, Peachy.
No, I'm just gonna let the applause play for a bit.
They won't stop. They won't. They'll settle down, and you think they're done, and then they'll pick right back up.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Ready? There
Calm
it
down.
is. Every time.
Oh, they're back.
Every time. That's enough. It's enough. We have a guest. It's like 4:30 in the morning.
No, what?
What? Well, okay, let's go. Yeah, bring it back.
There we go.
With the power of
The
1,000
floaty life
suns.
boy. The never nude watcher. The arse cheek skin tag. It's PeachyPixel8.
It was nice of Brad to record that intro specifically for Phone-a-Friend as well. I thought that was really nice of him.
It's very nice. It was very nice. He didn't have to do that. It wasn't even asked. It was just like, you're getting this and you're using it. And I was just like, you're right. There's no arguing at that point. Absolutely. We have a bunch more, so don't you worry. We'll pepper them in at some point.
Good.
Yes. Who told you, by the way?
Who told me?
Who told you? Were you lurking in that show? Because it was supposed to be a secret. It was a secret.
Oh, I was literally just memeing.
Good. Excellent. Peachy, welcome to Phone-a-Friend Friday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know it's super late. I reached out to you and I was like, he's probably going to say no. It's like tomorrow already for you.
Yeah, it's what is it? It's 1:30 here, so there's gonna be points where I get really loud and then realize that I have neighbors and shit, and I'll just be like really quiet and whispering.
That's all right. That everyone's used to that because once it gets closer to midnight, I start screaming and I realize I have a sleeping baby downstairs. I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't be doing that right now.
It's as if I can counterbalance the really loud stuff with the quiet stuff, and somehow in the middle it just makes it generate. It doesn't. There's still loud bits.
Well, so it's all just a psychological warfare with your neighbors, right? So you scream, but then you talk really quiet, so they wake up. They go, "What was that? What was that? What was that?" And you just keep it quiet for just long enough for them to fall back asleep. And then boom, more. And they go, "Was that you?" And you go, "I don't know what you're talking about. I was sleeping. Was that you?"
There's gonna be some like passive aggressive over the fence sort of like, working last night, were you? Yeah, so I'm fine.
Oh, neighbors. I have that with my dogs because one of them is very loud and obnoxious, and I always feel like I have to apologize. That would be Rusty, who you're blocking him right now. But he's a cattle dog. He gets very loud and defensive. And every time I see my neighbors, I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they're just like, no, it's fine. We love him. I'm like, do you though? Or are you going to toss poison over the fence one of these days? I feel like it's going to be the latter. That's why I always watch them. I see my neighbor like, I know, I'm on to you. I don't trust you. You were okay with my dog.
If you think about it, when you see the dog, it's like, I love the dog. The dog is the best. But when the dog's barking through the door at 2 a.m, you're like, I fucking hate that dog.
Well, I'm
going to eat the dog.
I'm going to break his legs off. I'm going to feed him to whatever goddamn crypto is living around here. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that whereabouts generally I live, because it's like a urban myth thing. I would be curious if it's reached you at this point, if it's reached the other side of the pond. But we'll talk about that.
Where it's supposed to be reaching. Talk about it. Tell me.
So I live in a general area that is called the Bridgewater Triangle, which is in Massachusetts. That's what state I'm in right now.
That sounds like an Alan Wake book.
Doesn't
the Bridgewater Triangle.
So there's 3 points that connect it, and there's supposed to be like weird shit that goes on. I haven't seen it, but there's supposed to be some weird shit, and I think I'm right on the outskirts of it. So I've driven through that area, and I felt kind of weird, but it's also because it's the woods and it's at night, and you should feel weird driving through the woods at night because it's just an odd thing.
Yeah. No, that's the default state.
Yeah. But so yeah, the only crazy thing I've heard was, you ever hear of a Fisher cat?
No.
It's like a nocturnal weasel. It's not a cat at all.
The nocturnal weasel.
It's PeachyPixel8.
Right,
might as well just
sorry.
we might as well just have Brad here at this point between the soundboard that I have, that's pretty much his, and all the sounds that you have of him. Anyway, yeah. So a fisher cat is a nocturnal animal. It is, I think it's like the natural predator of the turkey. Where I live is very, very heavily infested with wild turkeys, and they are ugly. Ugly. They are.
Natural predator of the turkey.
It's not Americans in November. It is the fisher cat. Anyways, the fisher cat, when it screams, sounds like a mutant baby getting strangled to death. It sounds horrifying. Right. The first time I ever heard
specifically a mutant one.
There's no other, like a mutant or demon / demon. I haven't really had the time to sit down and compare the 3 audio samples, but
right.
They're so close.
But I guess that's what you'd put it at.
Yeah. Like in that range right there. So the first time I heard one, it was at night, and it was when I got Pippin, and she's a little bit older than Rusty. So we're just outside. She's a puppy, and all of a sudden it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. She's going to the bathroom. We just hear like this, like, and I'm just like, what the fuck is that? And I look at her, and she looks at me, and never in her life has she then or now obeyed a command that I've said to her. That wasn't like, go eat food. I said, get your ass inside. She goes, yep. And we went to bed. We both went under the covers, and we just never talked about it again between the 2 of us. Which never brought up. I've heard it a couple times, like off in the distance, but never that close. And it just sounds, and I didn't know what it was. So I Googled, I was like, demon baby sounds at night, Massachusetts. And it came up with fisher cat. And I was like, okay. I was like, this can't be right. This can't be right. Listen to a YouTube recording, and it was 100% that. I was like, what? Where did I move to? We'd only been here like a year. Where did I move to? Why am I here? And we're still here.
We don't really have the mutant baby weasel fishing cats.
No?
Yeah, no. But we do have foxes.
Oh, we have those too.
Okay, so have you heard them at night in the woods screaming as if a woman is being attacked?
No. Yeah, I've heard recordings, but never in person.
It's terrifying. It's the worst. I have family who own farmland, and you stay over there, and all you can hear is this screaming.
Oh, God.
Constantly through the night. It's terrifying.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's, plus they're so cute though too, which is like fisher cats are hideous. They're just like uglier ferrets is what I would classify them as. Like, they're not cute. Like, no, ferrets are cute. They're not. Take all the cuteness out of it. That's a fisher cat, and it makes that terrifying sound. Foxes look super cute. They just sound like, someone's getting murdered.
When you're a farmer, foxes aren't cute. You have to make sure you don't think of them as cute, because you have to shoot them so they don't eat your chickens.
When you're a hound dog, you can be best friends with the fox temporarily.
Right. Yeah, that's true. There was a documentary about that. I remember.
With Kurt Russell. All right. We got an agenda, as much like to kid myself. I feel like we have an agenda coming up. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with icebreaker questions. These ones were designed for children. Maybe that's why everyone thinks I have family-friendly content.
I can't fucking swear.
Yeah, don't fucking swear. Not with BB in the
audience. I will never fucking.
Oh, thank you. So I'll give you 5 categories. I'm going to put them in our chat right now. Okay. In chat, if you type in !FAF, you'll see the categories listed right there in a horribly formatted way, because I'm just too lazy. I haven't gone back and changed them. So chat is going to pick a category in which for you to choose from, and I'm going to give you a number range.
Right.
And I'm going to ask you that question.
Okay.
And then from there, after that question, you're going to choose the category. Chat's going to choose the number range. And then we'll just go, we'll mix and match them up.
Okay, so I only have to put in half the work, and then chat does the rest. Yeah. Well, this is like a normal stream for me.
This is what we're all about here at twitch.tv/BoosterGreg. Just half the work when it comes to my content. 100% work for everyone else. But for me, like half. It's fine. So chat, 1 through 5. I need a 1 through 5 here. Then the categories, anyone lurking, not watching the screen or looking at chat, are content, sports ball, education and goals, favorites, and the Randalorian. Disclaimer, the Randalorian actually has no Star Wars questions in it whatsoever. It's random. Number 4, we got favorites.
Okay,
all right.
Favorites.
So Peachy, number range between 1 and 17.
Between 13. It's the 13th.
Oh, there we
today.
go.
Friday the
Yeah,
13th.
there we go.
Let's
There
do
we go. There we
13.
go. Okay, this one I feel like we might get a little different answers based on just geography here. But who do you think has the best French fries? And since it might not be a place that I've heard of, I want you to describe it horribly. Like I want it to be just like the worst description you've ever done, just because it's Friday the 13th. And why not?
Description of who does the best French fries.
The best French
the worst
fries. The worst
description of the
description.
best.
Yes, the best French fries.
I don't know how to badly describe a takeout place.
It does it by itself.
Okay, you know the one with the creepy mascot that looks like it's going to kill you?
That could be 5. That could be 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot. I have fancy lights set for this. Oh, never mind. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Now we got the evil lights. There we go. Now it's Friday the 13th. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Evil
go.
lights.
Yes. Now we're
Captain Howdy got it.
There we go. What did Cap say? Burger King.
They have the best fries here.
Really?
Funny thing, I don't know what it's like over there because I've never been there, nor do I want to. Because it's very far away, and I just like being here. And I don't want to move too much.
Yeah, fair.
If I gotta move, maybe
it's the worst.
an hour at most. See, I can get across my country in 4 hours, and that's the long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a scenic route. I get you.
America, you're not even getting to the next town in 4 hours. That's
Fair, depending where you live. Fair.
Big ass place. Every time I think, oh God, America, I just have to remember the scale of your country.
Yeah.
It's incredible. You can't imagine how huge it is. Funny story. I was in Google Earth VR last night, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check out the Statue of Liberty. And I got there, and it's America, right? Everything's big and flash.
Yeah.
And I got to the Statue of Liberty. I was like, is that it? That's. I lived in an apartment block that is taller. What?
It doesn't come to life. Ghostbusters 2 was a lie. I tried playing that song near it and nothing.
Yeah, did you plug in the NES stick? I forgot what it's called. Action.
Oh, no. That's what I
your
forgot
problem.
to do.
You need an official branded one with some PCBs stuck to it.
Yeah, see, I had a Mad Catz one. That's why I went wrong.
See, that's what it was. It was the see-through Mad Catz, the green see-through Mad Catz controller.
The joystick drifts before joystick drift was a thing.
Even the buttons drifted in that.
Oh my God, it's all terrible. You could just take an official one and run it over 15 times and it would still work better than a Mad Catz one. Absolutely. That's where I went wrong.
Yeah, about French fries though.
Yes.
I don't know if it's different over there. The McDonald's over here, they have this huge marketing campaign.
Yeah.
And it was our fries are now made from potatoes.
What were they
100%
made
potatoes.
from before?
Do you want to know what they were made of before?
Yeah, yes.
Rice. They were made of rice.
They're made of rice?
They'd shape the rice, deep fry them, boom, there's your fry.
I feel like potatoes would just be cheaper.
Yeah, you would feel that, but no, apparently not. They were made of rice. And they're still not the best. I'll eat them because I do like for some reason I like a Big Mac with the multiple patties. I like that. That's pretty good, and you got to have fries with it.
Yeah.
The worst fries are probably KFC here, at least.
I don't think I've had the fries at KFC. I haven't been to KFC in forever. I feel like it's maybe been 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I can't say.
That's a long time to go without chicken. Southern fried chicken.
I'm a pretty good cook now because here's the deal at my house. Whoever cooks doesn't have to do the dishes. You know what I hate doing? So much. I hate dishes. You know why I used to hate cooking?
Why?
Because I would have to do the dishes. Now I don't.
Dishes after. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, I have perfected the art of cooking with as little utensils as possible because I hate washing up. I have a wok, and I'm like, do you know what? I'll cook everything in this wok. Like everything. I've cooked pasta in there, boiled up the pasta, put the sauce in there, heated up the sauce. It's good. There we go. In the wok. All in one.
I used to make complete frozen chicken finger French fries. No pans, no mess, no plates, no nothing. It's just all the tin foil. That's all it was. That would be your cooking sheet, turns into your plate. You're done. 0 dishes. Awesome. Absolutely spectacular.
That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart.
Yeah. So that's why I hate when my wife does the dishes, because she uses the most, or not uses it when she cooks. She uses the most dishes. Period.
Yeah. The normal amount of dishes that people who don't hate washing up use, right?
It's the most. Would you use a pan?
To us, we're like, you need a cup for that liquid. You drink it out of the tap, okay?
Spatula. Deal with the burns later. I have a first aid kit for that. It's fine.
You want beans? You don't put them on a plate. Out of the can, okay?
Directly.
No.
If you need it heated up, guess what? You put the can on the stove. Terrible,
I'm 100% with you on this. 100%.
Yeah, so here for French fries, I think my favorite has got to be Wendy's. I don't know if you have Wendy's over there.
I have heard whisperings on the wind. The Wendy's is coming here, but we don't have it yet. They do the square burgers, right?
Yeah. You get over that.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, square burgers? What is this? Russia? And then I was like... And then I had it. I was like, oh, it just tastes like normal. Like, their burgers are fine. They're a little thicker than
just a square
McDonald's.
burger. It doesn't matter the shape.
Yeah.
The reason the burger's around is because you just make a ball and squish it down. It's easy, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, squares are, as I've learned through my now cooking over the past 4 or 5 years, it's just as easy to make a square, because all you do is you get the ground beef from the grocery store, you smash it down, you get a knife, cut, good to go.
Oh, you just slice it into shape.
Slice it. You slice it into shape. Yeah.
Biscuit or something.
Yeah. That's all you do. It's actually easier, I might say. I dare say. But yeah, I
don't think I've ever made burgers in my life.
Really?
I don't think I've ever sat there and gone, do you know what?
Well,
I'm gonna hand
make a
make
lot of dishes.
because if you don't, you can just get some frozen ones, put it on foil under the grill. You're done.
Yeah. If you have an
Maybe
outdoor
you
grill.
reuse that foil for another turn. That's half the wash.
Then you gotta wash it, maybe.
Oh, the foil. I'm not washing foil. That's like washing a plate. I might as well wash a plate.
But then you'll have the burger taste on something else. And what if it's not something that needs the burger taste or would go well with the burger taste?
I should be so fucking lazy, to be honest. I'm here to accept. That's the price you pay. Be this efficient.
Wonderful. Yes, I know. It's a price we've all paid. One too many times.
Exactly. Multiple burgers. I'm going to have burgers for 3 days, and then I'll throw the foil out. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot where we're going now with this, but I hope you get Wendy's soon. I hope you try their fries, because they are the best for fast food people. Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. Depends on the mood for McDonald's, Burger King. You know? Yeah.
I don't get takeout that often, but they did just open up Uber in my area.
Ooh.
And I was having takeout like 3 days a week. Usually I'd have it 3 days a year.
Yeah.
I was having it 3 days a week because I'm streaming. I'm like, I don't want to cook. I don't want plates.
Yeah. Just bring it over
I'm
here.
just gonna Uber. And I'm sitting there going, I've just paid £12 for a nasty ass burger that's cold by the time it gets here.
Yep. That's how it goes. Maybe some of your fries were eaten on the way too. Who knows?
I hope not.
Yeah.
No, they have like sealed bags and stuff. So I think we're pretty good.
I've never done any of that stuff. I have a meter from cheapness to laziness, and I think I get that from I know I get that from my dad, because I've seen him do it 1,000 times. So I'm like, I could get McDonald's and pay $3 or $4 extra, or I could just get Domino's and have it delivered because it's like right up the street from my house. Or I could just go off, get my ass, and just go to the McDonald's. That's like 10 minutes away.
Sandwich.
Yeah. Usually there's a pub that's like, I could walk to the pub, but I always drive because, lazy. But I usually just order from there. That's usually the end all be all. It's like, oh, we're going to there. That's where we're going. What are we getting? We're getting the pizzas, and we're getting the potato skins, and maybe the mozzarella sticks, and that's it.
I think food culture is super different over there than it is here, because you guys will order out quite a lot, like normal food, not like just nasty ass burgers, like actual meals and stuff. And we don't. Like, I've got a chest freezer that could hold, I don't know, about 3 full-size pigs.
Damn.
And it's full of food. It's just full of food. And I'll order more food, and I got to try and fit it in. I'm like, you know what? The thing is, during pandemic, when it kicked off and food deliveries were in short supply because everyone's ordering food, I'm like, I'm gonna sit here and just eat what's in my freezer. I emptied that freezer. I was like, oh, what? Here is some steak from 1971. Wait, what? I didn't even. This freezer is only 5 years old. Where did that come from?
Yeah. Well, so we should not be eating out as much as we do, at least at my house. But it's always me. It's always me that enables it. Always. So my wife is always like, go to the grocery store. We spend $300 to $400, $200 to $400 depending on the week. And we're gonna get everything we need, and we don't need to eat out. And then I'm always like, Friday comes along, and I'm just like, but pizza.
But pizza.
And she's just like, she gives me this look like she's about to say no, and she goes, and I go, bacon on your pizza? And she goes, yeah. And I go, all right, here we go. It's all I need. But yeah, I feel like we used to eat out once a week here as like a special kind of thing, especially when the pandemic hit, just as like a kind of way to forget about it. And then as we're getting used to just like living with this thing for the rest of our lives, it just feels like at this point we've started doing it less and less. But tonight, Peachy, which only
Friday the 13th
tacked on to my excitement for tonight. I was like, pizza? I was like, what do you want? We have ground turkey, we have chicken, we have linguiça, we have bacon. What do you want? And she's like, I don't know. And I go, pizza? And she gives me that look, and I go, yeah. I just immediately speed dial pizza place. I'm coming. How long? And she's like, do the thing. So it just was wonderful. I haven't had that pizza in maybe 3 weeks. So I was very proud of myself. Or maybe it's been more, maybe a month.
Pretty good.
But anyways, let's go back to the list here. I'm going to pick the next category, and then chat's going to pick the number. Because we got this. We have some Would You Rathers. We have this or that. And then we have the Phone-a-Friend forum, which has a couple questions in there for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to say we're going to go into number 1, which is content. And chat, I need a number between 1 and 22. Now, this one might be a little, I just name these whatever the hell I want, really. This one isn't about your content. It's more about content that you enjoy.
Right.
So Gibbon says 22. Do you play any trading card games, such as Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, or Magic the Gathering?
Currently, no.
In your life?
In my life, yeah. When I was a kid, Pokemon cards came out.
Yeah.
In the street cul-de-sac where I grew up, all my friends were into like football and sports and boy bands and stuff that kids are into, and I was into Nirvana and Hero Quest. So I bought these. My pocket money. I bought these the Pokemon cards. I had no one to play them with, so I just collected them. So I didn't really play it, but I had them.
That is actually my exact story with Pokemon cards. 100%. Okay. I loved Pokemon when it came out. I think I was in middle school at that point, I want to say. So I want to say I was like 11, 12, maybe a little younger, around that area, around that time. And I loved it so much. Like any sort of merchandising that I can get my hands on, I wanted. Specifically more like art stuff. So if there was like a picture of like magazines or books or graphic novels or anything like that. So when trading card game, like that, specifically the Pokemon one, came to my attention, I was like, this is perfect. Because I was practicing my drawing skills at that point. I was just obsessed. So I was just drawing it 24/7 anyways. I was like, oh, cool. Let's get different renditions. Let's see how it looks. No one's ever going to believe me because I don't know where it is, and I'm kicking myself every day that this happened. But I had that like foil Charizard that's worth $1 bajillion, and I think my mom threw it away. I think she threw it away. She's never thrown away anything that I've collected it before in my life. I think she threw that one away.
I mean, looking at your background, you like collecting stuff, right?
Yeah.
I just look behind you and gaze upon that wall right there. Now, what would you say to me telling you that Funko Pops are the Beanie Babies for millennials?
I would 100% agree with you. I don't think these are great. They bring me joy. I also have the Disney. You can't see them over here behind things. I have the Disney Infinity almost complete Marvel set in Star Wars.
Those are a little different to Funko. Funko Pops are just the head.
Yeah,
They paint it a different color, right?
But like you can see what I think is very interesting, depending on like when you started collecting, you can see the evolution of their craft, which I thought was really cool. So I have 2 Kylo Rens, one from Force Awakens, the other I think is from The Last Jedi. Right. And the craft just of the head is significantly better on Last Jedi than that, because like
is there more to it than just that weird oblong square thing?
It's like, well, what do you like the head itself, like the crafting?
They all seem to have the same head.
They do, but now if there's a helmet, they don't. So now the helmet looks more like, it kind of keeps that like square-ish consistency, but they actually sculpt out the details. They don't just try to flatten it for the sake of being a flat square head.
I actually own a singular Funko Pop.
A singular? That's how.
Yeah, I own one.
That's how you know if you're immune to Funkos or not. You buy one or you get one and you never get another one ever again.
I got one. I took it out of the box immediately.
Yeah.
Does that hurt?
Funko says it doesn't, but I don't trust it. This right here.
So it hurts you.
That one, that big one that I have of the Mandalorian is the only one I've ever opened.
Right.
Period. Well, I returned one because it was damaged from Amazon. So I opened up that one because I was like, whatever, it's already broken. Let's see what these feel. I've never felt one before. I have all these and I had never like actually touched one. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And it was very anticlimactic. Not gonna lie. I was like, oh, yeah, this is it. Okay.
I love collectibles. I'm only razzing on you, but I love collectibles. I like statues and toys and stuff, and I'll always get them out of the box.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know they're statues for collectibles for adults, but they're fucking toys, and I'm gonna play with those toys.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare to dust, but I'm gonna play with them. They're coming out of the box.
Well, I think also part of the reason why I like keeping these ones in the box as well is because I could just make a nice backdrop there, because otherwise that's just ceiling right there. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing exciting there. So it just makes it a little easier to do that. But also, I don't know. It's from when I started collecting comic books a little more seriously, and I've stopped since then. But when I was collecting, I was spending like $30 a week on comics. It was ridiculous. It was always just like my friend who was like the enabler in that was just like, here you go. You buy this one and then you buy the variant cover, but you don't open up the variant cover ever. I'm like, well, is it different stories? He goes, no, they're the same exact story. Then I'm like, why am I paying extra money? He goes, because it might be worth more later in life.
It'll never be worth more.
Exactly. Never. Actually, one out of all that money that I spent on variants, it was like one of them ended up being more money. And you know what?
Tripled in price. It's $6.
You know, it was, what did it get up to? 50 or 100, I think. But I spent significantly more investing. It's like gambling, right? You go to like Vegas, whatever, and you throw money down, and maybe one day you come out $200 up, but you're really down in your lifetime 50 grand minimum.
Always wins.
Yeah, but you're like, hey, I made $200. This is $200 right there. Yeah. So that one issue that I have, the only reason why I know is worth anything, because I haven't talked to this guy in a very long time. We just fell out of touch. He DMs me one day and he goes, hey, you remember that variant cover you had of Red Hood, Lost Days? And I was like, yeah. He's like, how much you want for it? I was like, went to Google immediately, saw the value, and I was like, I'm keeping it. He goes, but I'll give you. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I know you don't have a lot of money, so you can't afford that. So I'm just going to keep it. And you're going to go find someone else who might have it. And that's that. Okay, good talking to you after 4 years. Bye, pal. So, yeah. Yeah, that's
the fact that Google exists, that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. That's why, like, I watch clips of, like, Pawn Stars when it shows up on TikTok, and I'm just like, why is this even a thing? Why can't this guy just, like, throw on Google real quick and find, like, have, like, a authority that he goes to that he knows and trusts instead of calling in the guy? You know, I got a guy who knows a thing about a comic book, and I'm going to get that. I don't know. Well,
I used to collect retro video game stuff.
Okay.
And I got a big bag of Dreamcasts, multiple Dreamcasts, for £6.
For how much?
£6.
Wow.
What's that? That's like, I don't know, $10?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I always add 2 or 3 extra bucks when I'm doing
It's
that.
something like that.
Something
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do slow math, to be honest.
That's probably better
it
than
had the keyboard.
Yeah.
It had the little attachment you can speak into it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I will never ever beat this. That I have just earned so much. I've spent so much money, but I was collecting them. I was playing in them. Maybe it was a bit different, but I will never get a haul this good. The very next stall, there was a 3DO. Now, back in the day, the 3DO was about 800 quid. That's a lot of money for a console.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the next generation multimedia console. 50 pence I bought this thing for.
Wow.
In one day. I bought stuff here and there. I never really made anything, but that day I feel like, you know what? I've spent a handful of money and I've got so much value, and now it's just sat in storage. I can't play it because it's a good hour away from here.
Yeah.
It's just sat. It's probably water damaged now.
It's
but
probably
on that one day, I bought myself joy. If they say money can't buy happiness, just buy for £6 a bag full of Dreamcasts, all right? That is how you buy happiness.
Yeah. If you think money can't buy you happiness, you're not a collector of any kind. Because that's all it does for me. That's all it does. It's wonderful.
I just collect skulls now. I just really like skulls.
Yeah.
I'm not morbid or weird.
No.
Because of that, I just happen to also be morbid and weird.
Yeah, that's just the happenstance right there. Is what
Wait,
that
it's
is.
not because of it.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Okay, we should move on. Yeah,
moving on to the Would You Rather Horror Edition, which is from a very, very credible site. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed. I think it's Swedish. Anyways,
yeah, maybe
they have like 4 or 5 of these. They should be fairly quick. I hope that you've heard of these references. I feel like you probably have. Otherwise, we're just gonna move on. Okay, would you rather, PeachyPixel8, spend a night at the Bates Motel or spend a night at the Overlook, which is, for those of you watching at home who don't know, it is the hotel from The Shining.
Easily Bates Motel.
Yeah, why?
I'm male.
Oh, yeah,
B,
you're
having
fine, you're
watched
fine.
almost all of the Psycho sequels and such, from the second one, Norman's actually a decent bloke. He's just a bit messed up in the head.
Yeah,
He's actually quite nice and charismatic.
just be nice to him.
That's terrifying. Even as someone, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I see that the wallpaper, the carpet, and I'm like, no, I'm freaked out already.
Yep. Fun fact. So the movie was shot in Colorado, but the book was written about a hotel in, I think it was New Hampshire. And my brother got married at that hotel. And he is not like a horror guy at all. He just really liked, like, because you go skiing there, you like, there's a whole thing. It's like very like hoity-toity, like rich people go there. My brother likes to think he's rich, but he's really not. I'm like, we grew up we have the same childhood. You're 2 years younger than me. Like, the fuck. But so we went there, and I was just like, they didn't have the rug, but it had that vibe. And I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be here right now. This is weird. But what was really cool is they had a pub in the basement that looked like it was chiseled out of like bedrock. It was really cool. It was really interesting. Cool. Yeah. And that's where we spent the rest of the night, his wedding night. We just got wasted there and yelled at the cover band, who promptly quit and packed up their stuff and left. So that was
as
fun.
someone who has been in a cover band, fuck you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just here to play some songs.
See,
I don't want to be doing this. I want to be writing my 3rd studio album. I'm playing covers of Wonderwall. Fuck you. I'm leaving.
I'm better than Wonderwall. I'm doing this for you.
I just gotta pay bills, and right now Wonderwall pays bills.
So the problem with me is when I get too many drinks in me, I want to be the lead singer. So that's just like, I'm the worst kind of drunk for a cover band to be around. And that's why I like karaoke so much.
You're the lead singer. The lead singers are always drunk.
That's true. That's fair. I'm like halfway there. I'm just showing my qualifications at that point.
It's like your resume right there. I'm 2 whiskeys deep, and I've had beer. Let's sing. Let's do it. Like, no. Do you even know the words? I don't need to know the words.
Do I know the words? I said maybe. Know the words. Maybe. I might know a word or two. Yeah. All right. I agree with you. I think Bates Motel because I am not a woman. I'm not blonde. I would double think about maybe going in the shower. Maybe leave the door. See, that's the thing is, do you leave the door open or closed? If it's closed, if it's open, you can make a quick escape, but he can get in. If it's closed, then he could open it and close it behind him to make it think like no one's there. I don't know. It just feels like badness all around, but it's better than Haunted Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that is terrifying. Haunted Jack Nicholson, terrifying.
Yes.
That entire hotel
Yes.
It's just got that vibe.
Yeah,
I don't think I could. No, I don't think I could.
All right, next one. Would you rather go swimming in Camp Crystal Lake or the Black Lagoon?
I mean, the creature from the Black Lagoon kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You
I don't
know,
think I've seen
all
that
the
movie.
monsters.
I've not seen that movie. Full disclosure.
As someone who's watched a lot of shitty B movies, it's worth a watch if you like that kind of thing. Camp Crystal Lake. I you know, in the lake, that's where he comes out at the end. I might have to go. The Black Lagoon. I might have to go because I'm pretty sure that monster suit still he's wearing a pair of Chucks or something.
He's just out getting the morning paper. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on when in the series it takes place too. Because if you're at Camp Crystal Lake and it's Jason X, you're fine. Go swimming all you want.
True.
That dude's in space.
Well, until he lands right at the end of Jason X.
That's true. Well, then you see like the meteor come down, like him coming down from there. Then it's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna.
People get annoyed about the sequels getting more and more ridiculous, but I'm like,
it
never was too. It was all about the kills and the gore and the special effects, right?
That's true.
It wasn't really about the deep story that really chills you to the core.
Yeah.
No.
Well, so here's a question. Have you seen all or most of the Child's Play movies?
I have not seen a singular Child's Play movie, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Over in the UK, they had this thing called Video Nasties. It was before the ratings came in.
Okay.
And they were called Video Nasties.
Oh, jeez.
And they were like, look at this horrific filth, like pure, just absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
I've seen like clips from it, and I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. Why was this banned? But I've never actually watched any of the movies.
Wow. Oh, well, then I can't ask you my question, but I think the general criticism that it gets, by the way, it's a whole big universe. It just keeps on expanding. Like with each movie, they increase the lore, they do all this stuff.
Child's Play cinematic.
It's really it kind of is. And I never thought of it like that until I listen to like spooky podcasts when I go to sleep because it just helps me and I ran out of them. So now I'm just listening to Nocturne 30 minutes before I go to bed and I still go to sleep. There's something wrong.
Okay, there's something wrong with you.
Wrong up there. But I was listening to one, I can't remember what it was called. But he was like, yeah, it's like a cinematic universe. And I thought about it for a minute because I was about ready. My knee-jerk reaction was, no, it's not, you idiot. And I thought about it. I was like, holy shit, it is. It really is. Like, it just keeps on going. So the first one was like super horror. You didn't know the doll was the killer. Like, Chucky was the killer. That was it. It was very like, almost like Jaws, like in that regard. You never really see it too much. At least that I remember.
The monster.
And then they showed the monster and there's not much you can go from there. So they started leaning into the silly and the jokes, kind of like Freddy did. Kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street did. And then it got like, he's got a kid, he's got a wife that's a doll, like he's got this whole
wife.
it's this whole thing. And then he dies and comes back and it's just like keeps on going over and over and over. And it loses the initial like feeling, which is it's this serial killer or plot or theme, which is this serial killer who transfers his soul into a doll so he doesn't get killed by the police. So he can continue on, and at some point, he's going to get another human body, and then he's going to keep on killing. That's the whole point. But at some point, he just forgets about that because he's got a kid and a wife now. He's like, I don't need this.
I got to pay the bills.
I need a 9 to 5. What is this? No one's going to hire me.
I'm napping at me, and kids won't let me sleep. Oh, come on.
Oh, my God. My wife sounds like Jennifer Tilly. It's just not great. But a lot of people hate it because it did that, and I think it's funnier because it was never. Maybe the first one was kind of about the spooks, right? Because you didn't know what the premise is. But once you figure it out, once you see it, you're like, oh, this is a joke. Yeah. This is just lean into it.
It's cashing on the slasher. The only slasher movie that I would go back and I think still has some merit as spooks go is probably Halloween, the first Halloween.
Okay, I haven't seen that in forever either.
But it's real slow.
Yeah,
and because it's really slow, it just builds up slowly. And the score is great. The score is absolutely. I need to like the score in Psycho is phenomenal.
Yeah. So Psycho, I remember I've seen that multiple times.
Yeah. Did you know he used his TV crew to film that?
Real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it wasn't his movie crew. He actually used his TV crew. Funny story about that. He was looking at all these like crappy movies trying to cash in on a bit of sex, a bit of gore, and he was like, "I can do that." I can do that. Like for small budget, and like it's one of his biggest hits. Like
that's wild.
Of all the movies he's made, like that's one. And he spent the less on it. He used his TV crew to film. It doesn't look like because it's proper cinematic, but he used a TV crew. He went as cheap as possible.
But that's kind of the best stuff usually. Like if you're going low budget horror or low budget thriller or any kind of like psychological thrills, you have to have as little money as possible because it makes you work within these confines and it makes you be creative, which therefore makes your movie better. Like the problems in shooting, in my opinion, and like figuring those out make the movie itself feel a lot better, feel more not unique, feel just like I lost the word. I had it and I lost it. That's my dumb streamer brain. But it just feels more like personal, I guess.
Like Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Very slow, no money.
Yeah. But it's still like you say Blair Witch, everyone knows what you're talking about. It's like, you know, the premiere almost of found footage movies, at least in the pop culture zeitgeist for sure.
Yeah.
So like that's how you have to start, and then you like give it money, and then all of a sudden, and I still liked Blair Witch 2. Don't get me. I remember like
love Blair Witch 2 for completely different reasons.
It's not scary.
So
it's not
dumb
scary.
and so stupid.
Yeah,
but I really like it. Turns into a slasher flick.
Yep.
And I love that stuff.
But it only builds out the meta even more, which is really cool.
Yeah, it does. It does a good job of universe building, which is strange.
Yes. Yeah. Have you played the game, by the way?
I have not played the game.
Oh my God.
I believe it's coming out on VR, which I might be playing. I did get an email the other day about it.
If you stream that, let me know. I love that game so much. And I say I love it because there's a dog in it, and you have the dog, and
you can pet the dog.
You can pet the dog, and the dog's such a good boy, and all this stuff. But it legitimately is like a really good game. I feel like they made it, and they just slapped the name Blair Witch on it. That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah,
it feels like that, but like in a very good way. Like I very wholly enjoyed it, and unless chat is like popping up things on my stream on a scary game, I don't get like spooked too much. I have to take very specific notes, and that game hits it for me. It's very cool.
Yeah. The one game that scared me was Alien Isolation.
I have not played that one yet.
One?
Can you? So here's a question.
The entire time.
Here's a question about that. I could have literally asked anyone, but now that I'm just talking to you about it. Can you defend yourself against the alien?
Kind of.
Nah, I want to play it.
But not really.
I don't want to play it. I hate those. That's why I've never played Outlast. Or I played, 10 minutes of Outlast, and I was like, I can't punch this guy in the face. If someone like came up to me like that, like fight or flight, I'm not a flight in video games.
Well, if you're not going to play it, I'll completely spoil it for you. So you can get a flamethrower that will tell it to fuck off for a little while. It's got a really clever AI. The AI in that game is so cool. Yeah. It actually has hearing, like sight. Like it's basically the AI goes, here's some information for you, and then the monster will try and get you based on this information that it gives you, and then the director will be like, say you set off like a noisemaker or something like that, or somebody else makes some noise, it'll sort of remove some of its information because it's a little confused or it's a little far away, and it'll just take things away from the AI, so it lets the AI do what the it wants.
Okay.
At all times, apart from during like cutscenes when it's scripted.
Yeah. I need to defend myself in a video game. That's my only gripe with that.
It's not about that, because this is an apex predator. This is a killer.
I know, but I've seen it getting taken down in movies. I know it
Yeah,
can
did
be
you
done.
see it in Aliens 2 when it took an entire team of Marines to take it down and they still couldn't take it down?
Yeah, it doesn't matter though, because I'm not. I know in reality, if I was in that movie, I would be like the first one to be taken down. In all
There are
seriousness.
other things in that game to fight.
Okay.
And also, it is it's more Aliens than Alien 3. You know
Okay,
how the
that's
first
fair.
Alien is, it's more like the first, because they're two different movies, Alien and
loved
Aliens.
the first
One
one. I
is
did
an
really like.
action slasher flick. The other one is just a straight up scary slasher flick. It's a lot slower.
Yeah.
But the vibe, it's so Alien 1.
All right. Well, maybe one day I'll try it. We'll see. Maybe I'll throw up to like a vote for chat or something and see if they go for it. This is all the time that I have.
It's a pretty good
to play, not for this, but I was gonna say this all the time I have for playing video games is literally when I stream now. It's like,
yeah,
I'm going upstairs at 8 o'clock at night. Don't bother me for the rest of the night.
Play video games.
I'm playing my video games and my friends are watching me and they think I'm very funny, okay? And my wife goes, "Who thinks you're funny?" And I go, "Shut up."
Shut up.
Stop.
Oh my God, does your
upstairs.
wife chat?
Yeah. Basically, that's probably a lot of like my need to like impress her with anything that I do, and I'm just like, I got my podcast has 127 reviews on Apple, and she goes, "That's nice." And then she looks at the podcast that she's listening to, which is like one that's like super well known, which is like My Favorite Murder, which has
25
50 billion all the reviews, and I'm just like,
so your podcast is on, it's the second, is that a meme, the second best Avatar podcast?
It's by the numbers right now. That's what I'm saying it is. If you look at the ratings and the number of reviews, then yes, we were number one for a while until Nickelodeon released their own official one, which got me.
Oh, so it's the
shaking in my
cartoon?
boots. Yeah, not Avatar, James Cameron. No.
Well, I wasn't sure that's what my next
Avatar,
question was.
the-
I've actually started watching The Last Airbender.
Well, I have
I'm
a
on season 1
podcast
at
to
the
recommend
moment.
to you.
Yeah? Sell it to me.
It's called Avatar, the podcast. And
Okay, does Greg talk?
it's yes, some might say a bit too much.
Yeah, it's like criticism. But
This is a bit too much. It's a little too much. Just too much, Greg.
I'm gonna listen to this spoken word media. Oh, you know what?
This guy.
There's too much spoken word in this spoken word content. I don't know about this.
You know what I think it kind of boils down to? Because most of the criticism, I think actually all of the criticism is on me, which does loads for my imposter syndrome, mind you. But I think a lot of it is people see what I bring to the table. They go, I could do that. So I'm the stand-up comedian at the stage. And the heckler's like, I could do that better than you. And I'm just like, but you didn't. But you didn't.
No, they didn't. They fucking didn't.
Didn't.
Do they have the second best Avatar podcast on the entire internet? No.
No, that's me.
Okay.
For now.
They do have some scathing reviews, but they don't have the podcast.
Oh man. Okay. So next, would you rather? Because I'll talk about bad reviews all night, but I want to go through these would you rather's. This is the last one, and it is: would you rather solve Pinhead's puzzle box or play one of Jigsaw's games?
Okay. Easily the hell.
Yeah.
Easily, I'd go for the solve the box. Because I haven't been bothered with any of the. It's Saw, right? Jigsaw's in Saw.
Yeah. So here's the funny
Haven't
thing:
seen any of those.
I've never seen a Hellraiser.
Oh, okay.
Never. But
Hellraiser 1, yes.
Yeah.
Hellraiser, everything after 1.
No.
No. Some of the imagery is really cool.
It's on my list for sure. I just haven't had the time. I got so many things I gotta do. I haven't had the time yet. But
It's a movie to watch. I could recommend the first one.
Yeah.
And if you're, I really like the hell aesthetic. I love that angels and demons kind of
I've
vibe.
seen like the art style. I've seen trailers. I've seen like, like I went to art school, so I looked at a lot of like Hellraiser. Just like I had a friend who was super into it, so I've seen like a lot of the posters and stuff that he had, and I was like, that design stuff looks really cool. I feel like it's very like much like Alien, where the design of it's so cool and unique, and it's like very visually appealing. And then it just kind of loses its way as it gets forward through.
They all do.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah.
But
But
kind of the way I think.
knowing what I know about Jigsaw, I do not want to do any. You're going to come out of
I know
there.
nothing. I've never
missing
seen the movies.
You're going to lose a limb, at least a limb.
The only scene I've seen is where the guy's supposed to chop his arm or leg off. And I'm like,
yeah.
Mad Max did this
Yeah.
in The Road Warrior. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I will
this
say
has no merit as far as I'm concerned. If Mad Max did it,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
If
Road
Mel
Warrior is an
Gibson did
amazing
it.
movie.
No.
I was gonna make a horrific joke, and I didn't. I'm proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself.
Low hanging fruit. That's all it is. Yeah, I will say Saw 1 I really enjoyed. But the ending has probably been spoiled for you at this point anyway, so maybe it won't have that same effect. I think 2 and 3 were fine, but I think that's just because it had Donnie Wahlberg. And as a fellow Massachusetts resident, I am legally obligated to enjoy any Wahlberg content that comes across my path. That's why I've seen so many Transformers movies, is because Mark Wahlberg showed up in it. And now if I don't watch it, I will get arrested.
I mean, they're very expensive adverts for Bud Light.
They are. Although Bumblebee, which did not have Mark Wahlberg, was very good. I enjoyed Bumblebee.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I know. I watched the first one and the second one. I'm like, oh, that was cool, but it just...
Oh, man. Every time. So this is how I started my Mark Wahlberg impression, was by seeing, I think it was The Last Night, or what, I don't remember. Whichever one was the first one that Mark Wahlberg was in. The trailer goes, and I shit you not, he's rumbling through trash, just like this like metal heap. And this like teenage girl comes in, it's just like, Dad, what are you doing? And Mark Wahlberg pops up and he goes, hey guys, I think I just found a transformer. And I'm just like, are you shitting me? That is the best take of that line.
Transformer, guys.
And when I try to recreate it, I try not to swear because he doesn't. But in my head, every time he's like, I think I just found a fucking transformer. All right. Oh man, but I would go with Pinhead's Puzzle Box because those traps are horrific and they make you learn something about yourself that you don't want to learn as well. So it has that kind of
I feel like the problem is if I watch something like Saw, I'd go, oh no, this is how you solve that.
Yeah,
because my brain will instantly go into that mode.
Yeah, fair.
Problem solving, mansplaining mode. Oh no, you just do that. So I feel like I wouldn't get any enjoyment from the Saw movies. Also, I like ridiculous over-the-top gore. I can watch it all and I laugh. Someone's head explodes.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking laugh, right?
Yeah.
But when you get to sort of real stuff that you can comprehend, like I watched one of the Hostel ones, and when you start getting to the sort of pain and torture and like that kind of gore that is more understandable, I'm like, no, I don't like this. Oh no, somebody throw a pie, okay? Explode that guy's head. I'm in. Like, I'll watch Evil Dead movies all night long. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if someone gets a paper cut in like a movie or something, I'm like, oh no, I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. Nope.
Yeah. I'm very like, if the gore doesn't bother me. The only one I won't watch is Human Centipede because that freaks me out. For I don't know why. Okay. Nothing else does, but just that specific like example, I'm just like, I can't. No, I'm not gonna watch that. No, thank you. No. Okay. We're getting close to time. All we have left is this or that and the Phone-a-Friend forum, which I think only has 2 or 3 questions in it. So that should be pretty quick. I'm keeping an eye on the time.
Okie dokie.
So I know you gotta go to bed, but okay, here we go. This or that horror edition. Let's take like a little bit here. So now let's do it one by one. Slasher or psychological? So what kind of movie? Slasher or psychological? I think we just talked about that.
I like a bit of both.
Yeah.
But slasher movies are just like popcorn fodder. So I don't watch many movies. I watch shit movies or movies that I really love. So it'd be slasher because they're usually shit. And I can just sit there and go, popcorn in my mouth. Yeah, let's go. Although I don't like popcorn. Rice Krispie treats.
I love popcorn.
I like the taste of popcorn, but the act of eating popcorn takes so much effort.
No, it doesn't.
It's like cauliflower. You got to cook cauliflower twice. I ain't got time for that. Okay, I'm a busy man. I got shit to do it.
I just recently, by recently I mean during COVID, figured out how to make as close to movie theater style popcorn as I can get in my house, and I am so happy I did. Every time there's a movie released on HBO Max or Disney Plus or whatever, I am like in my seat, ready to go with that popcorn. It is like next level. I'm so glad I figured that out.
It's too much effort to eat. I just can't.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I like house it. Like it's just gone. It's like I'm a vacuum cleaner. It's just gone. Like it's 20 minutes of the movie. It's all gone. It's all gone.
If you're like in a cinema, that's like if you're watching a psychological like horror, like you'll buy a small thing of popcorn. You'll try to put one in your mouth, and then something will happen, and there'll be a break, and there's like, oh, is something gonna happen? You're like dodging it in between your mouth, and you're like, oh, and I'll put it back in. It's like, oh, is he good? No, okay.
No,
But then when you've got like a ridiculous movie that's like people are throwing ovens at people to destroy them or something, you're like, just popcorn, shovel it in. That's what the movie theaters want. They want to sell you popcorn.
I'm usually done with my popcorn by the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Period. Like
The only edible part of the popcorn is the fluffy round bit right in the middle. That's it.
Why is
and
it
then
effort,
you have to
though?
throw the rest away.
But why?
Because like what you call them, kernels, like the skin from the kernels, you gotta fish that out of your mouth.
No,
it's like
you eat that
around
too.
your
You eat it
teeth
all. It's all edible.
No, I don't want to eat. That's like eating toenail clippings. What's wrong with you?
It's part of the
A
charm.
mouthful of toenail
You
clippings.
don't enjoy toenail clippings?
I do not. Strangely, unlike everyone who has ever lived, I do not enjoy eating toenail clippings. It's too much effort. I just ain't got time for it. Busy man.
All right, fair
Be a
enough.
master.
To each their own. I can't like I get a large popcorn and my wife has to ask to share it with me. That's how it goes. I went she won't see any Marvel movies like when we're going to the theaters, so I usually just go with friends, and I always have to like remind myself to like tell them, being like, I'm getting a large popcorn. Yes, it's for me. Yes, it will be done by the end of the movie. Yes, you can see the bucket at the end to make sure that it's actually gone and I didn't skimp around anything. And like I went with for Captain Marvel, I went with a bunch of coworkers. I was like brand new to the company. And I didn't tell them, I didn't want to be embarrassed. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some snacks. You go in. And I went in with my tub, and this woman that I work with was just like, you're not gonna eat all that, are you? And I was just like, yeah. She's like, I don't believe you. And I go, fine, watch. End of the movie. She looks at me and I show her, and it's just got like 2 not cooked kernels in there, and that was it. I was like, I told you, don't fuck with me when it comes to popcorn. I know.
I don't mess around when
Don't
it
mess
comes to
around. I
popcorn.
love it. I think I prefer psychological over slashers, but I have to have someone to talk about it with afterwards to make sure that
Right.
like I
That's
can
where the
fully-
fun is, trying to figure out what's
Yeah.
going on, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
discussing how your perspective of what's happening.
Yeah, or like maybe you
But
missed
when
something.
if I go to the movies, I don't want that.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's too much effort. It's like going to a psychological movie that I've got to think about and discuss, and eating the popcorn ends. That's just that's a lot of work.
That so psychological is I'll be a little more specific, an at-home movie for sure. If I'm going to the theaters, I don't want to see a psychological like thing at all.
Yeah.
I want to see something that's pretty easy, and I don't want to go back and pay another $20 to go see it, you know?
It's not like I don't like to think about my movies. It's just there's other media that I think does that better.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Because a movie's quite short. I just want shit to explode.
Yeah. I just want it to explode, blood everywhere.
But then again, I also get desensitized to that. Like, I stopped watching the Marvel movies. I know 4 or 5 movies in, I'm like, I'm gonna watch a YouTube video
I
about.
can never stop
wood
watching the
turning.
Marvel movies. I almost did.
It just keeps going. It's like, oh, are we fucking? I feel
But
like
it's
I've seen this movie.
worth it. The pay.
I know it looks cool and stuff.
It looks
but
cool.
They're movies that are written around, like, the SFX go, we've got a cool fucking scene. Write a movie around this.
Yeah,
and they
that's
do.
fair.
And that's
That's fair.
fine. I think that's a valid form of content.
Yeah.
But I just get, like, I've already watched this.
But you
What?
haven't. But so I see every Marvel movie by myself except for the Ant-Man series, specifically Ant-Man. I don't know what it is about it, but the missus wants to see that with me, like without a fail. Like,
Well,
every
I
time.
think we both know.
'Cause it's
what-
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is. But you know
the
what?
ageless man.
But like I got Evangeline Lilly to look at, so you know we got the two things.
There we
but
go.
it's there's, in my opinion, and I see people's perspective on superhero movies, and there's too many of them, and there's just too much to keep up with, and I totally get it. But I think for me, there's just something different that it offers for me at a different level every time. Some I only watch once, like Captain Marvel. I was fine, but I only watched it once. I don't need to watch it again.
I think I got 10 minutes of that movie, and I was like,
it's not great. It's not great.
which is further than I got with Wonder Woman 1984, because that went off almost immediately. I was like, what the fuck is this?
The best thing about Captain Marvel is it put the cast of American President starring Michael Douglas and Anne Heche. Or is it Anne Heche? I can't remember her name. It's one of the Anns. in the MCU. And as soon as I saw her in Captain Marvel, I was like, American President. Now it's canon. It's MCU. It's great. I love it. It's perfect.
I like Captain Strange. The problem with Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange,
like that one.
Yeah,
because it was weird. But the problem with that I instantly picked up on Captain Marvel was I don't like Superman. He's OP. He's broken. That's not interesting. There's no struggle there because this is fucking. And they just made that. They just went, hey, here's the Superman. Everything's perfect. No problems. The most powerful. What happened with that? Wasn't Captain Marvel must be the most powerful?
Yeah,
hero?
she is. Yeah, she's
and
like.
And they just have to no, she doesn't. But she's over there. She's doing a thing. She's she's gonna save hedgehogs from drowning.
She's so powerful that they can't have her near Earth for
right
any
around the movies.
threat, period, because it's over like that.
I mean, it would have been useful if we. No, she
she's busy.
Is saving the dolphins. Okay, shut up. Don't ask again.
The space dolphins in galaxies far, far away. Oh, now she's in Star Wars. Nope, because they got problems too there. Shit, where'd she go? Somewhere we will not tell you. The end. Great.
I know it's dumb and it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you want.
Yeah. My problem with Doctor Strange was that Benedict Cumberbatch's American accent is just Hugh Laurie's American accent. That's all I can hear is Dr. House when he talks. It's without the pills. Without the pills.
As fake American accents go, that's probably the way to go.
Can you do a fake American accent?
What's the guy from Hackers?
A guy from Hackers?
I can only do a really racist Southern accent.
Oh no.
That's all I got.
All right.
Have you seen the movie Hackers? The greatest movie known to man, Hackers.
I don't think so. I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
The lead in that is the guy from Train Spotters. Train Spotting?
Ewan McGregor?
No.
Other guy?
I mean, the lead guy in Hackers is...
Oh.
What's his goddamn name? Johnny Lee Miller. And Johnny Lee Miller's accent in Hackers sounds like a 1920s gangster or a businessman. He's like, hey, well, what we gotta do here is hack the mainframe. And it's hilarious.
That was Sherlock from the TV Sherlock show with Lucy Liu. Is who that guy is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't either, but I just know because commercials. And they keep on trying to shove it down my throat. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Please. I don't even want to finish the good Sherlock show.
It do more until you do.
Elementary. Thank you, Tom Bacon. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Yeah, Elementary. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I didn't want to finish Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock. I don't want to watch some American version of it that is supposed to be British, but is not. No, thank you. I'm not like super snooty, but like something about that just rubs me the wrong way.
I really like Armistice Bandersnatch. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees? Who would you rather be killed by?
Oh, rather be killed by.
Yeah.
I mean, Voorhees, it's over pretty quickly.
Yeah. Voorhees. Plus, he's got the cool mask.
I'd probably go for that. That's the quicker one. I don't think he's as good. But I think that's the quicker death. If you're hoping for death, just make it quick, right?
Yeah. Plus, if you turn into a ghost.
When I say hoping for death, I mean if you're gonna die.
If it's happening, you got a giant hulking figure after you.
Quick. You know when you're hoping for death.
That one, like when you lay awake at night, stare into the abyss that is your ceiling, and the lights are out, just wishing for sleep, and all of a sudden that wish for sleep turns into something else.
What is the point in any? those. I call it 3 a.m. every day.
Oh, yeah. I think we all know, right? Okay. Moving on. I'm with you, Voorhees. Paranormal movies or science fiction?
Science fiction.
Yeah.
Anthem.
Yeah.
And I love science fiction.
Me too.
I mean, I love paranormal stuff, but I like to destroy paranormal stuff.
I know. I've seen
my new show called The Ghostbuster.
It's so good. It's like perfect. Like I'm lurking in there all the time because it's perfect. Just like work lurking for me. And then like when you get animated, I'm like, oh, something. Yeah, I want to see how stupid this is. I want to see how dumb they think we are that we believe this.
Some of those people think you are very dumb.
I mean, they're not entirely wrong, but I'm not that dumb.
No, I love them. I think it's a perfectly valid form of content as well. People who post that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's like Blair Witch. I liken it to the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
It did this huge viral marketing about found footage. This is real. This has happened. And that movie was way more impactful than any of the slasher tail off that we were having.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's fine. I think people are like, oh, how could they try and fool me like this? It's like, no, it's just content. You just need this space to be in.
It's just
in
trying
your
something
mind.
new too. Like
Try and scare. You're not going to be scared if they start their thing going, oh, here are some special effects we set up for this very show. That's not scary.
Oh yeah.
But if they go, this is real footage found, that gets you in the zone.
It does.
It helps you dispel your disbelief.
Except when they
Suspend
market
your
it wrong.
disbelief.
I don't know if you knew this or saw this. Maybe did, maybe didn't. The cast of the Blair Witch was on the hit MTV show Total Request Live the week after it came out.
Right.
They're promoting their own movie.
Well, even the dead one?
They were all like, they were all like the main cast. I don't remember what. I didn't pay that close attention to Total
The
Request
main cast
Live.
is the entire cast of the show. There's 3 people of the movie.
But like it was like there was like 2 or 3 people there, and they were like, "Yeah, this was great. It was really fun. It was really a good time to like." And I'm just like, me as I don't remember how old I was when that came out, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know, teenager. I was just like, wait a minute. The marketing was wrong and lying to me. People didn't actually die, and they're sending it around the nation and around the world for everyone to watch. What kind of bullshit is this? But it just felt like they probably could have like put off the press tour a little bit to like really get that like that wall breaking experience. Because like common sense wise, you're like like they're actors and that's that. But part of you wants to like latch onto that fiction.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for the it's like watching wrestling, they don't say they're making it up.
Yeah.
They don't say that.
It's implied.
But we all know.
We all know.
We all know it's
all
just
fake.
entertainment. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's perfectly valid.
Okay, 3 more of these. Werewolves or vampires?
Werewolves are cool, but vampires are hot vampires.
I'm werewolves. Team werewolves all the way. They're cool. Okay. They get the cool.
I'm actually going to be a werewolf in a show.
What? What show? Tell me now. Immediately.
Wait,
hold
I
on.
can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Well, let me know when it happens.
I cannot. But you'll know when it happens because I will pimp that shit out on my
Pumpkinberry sitting there. Close personal friend of the show, Pumpkinberry, is just sitting there with her arms crossed, being like, I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you.
So I'm looking forward to that. But
yeah, okay. So I'm werewolves because I think they're just cooler. I've always like just thought they were super cool. Anything cool transformation, I'm there. Unless it's Transformers, unless there's Mark Wahlberg, and then I'm there again. So there's that.
Sexy vampire Mark Wahlberg.
Yes,
that's what you're looking for. Got it. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures?
What's the difference?
Well, one has frat boys and one doesn't.
Which has frat boys? I don't.
Have you not seen Ghost Adventures?
I've never heard of.
Okay,
I might have seen them on my show, but I don't pay attention.
Yeah. Ghost Adventures is frat boys going to supposedly haunted places and taunt the ghosts with frat boy antics and get surprised / act surprised when they fake their own kind of like hauntings or possessions or things like that.
I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be real with you. I already hate that.
It's hilarious. You're meant to, though. It's so funny. Okay. Ghost Hunters is like more like the game now I'm going to call it wrong.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah, I was going to call it Phantasmagoria, but I know that's not it.
I go for the second one. I think.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of that stuff. I prefer the slow burn and not too much shit going on, and
I like the antics of
just when you say frat boys, I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
It's so funny though, and then they ham it up for sure. But it's just like classic. Okay, last one of these. Then we're gonna go to we have 2 in the forum, and then beat it. Found footage films or anthology horror films. This is tough. This is tough for me. This is real tough.
That's tough because the further that those movies go on, the better they get for me. Mm-hmm. It's only the first one that's actually scary, and then they just get better and better because they're more and more ridiculous.
Yep.
But I think like the found footage stuff is more impact. It feels more real, so it's spookier.
Yeah.
it depends. Do I want to be spooked right now, or do I want to just have a laugh
That's
at
up
stuff?
to you. Only you can ask that question or answer that question.
Right now, I want to be spooked, so I'll go found footage. But it's either or.
Yeah, I think ultimately I land on found footage as well. However, VHS, that movie, I don't know if you've seen that one. That one does both. It's a found footage anthology film, which is really cool. So it's just like anything can literally happen. It can be like a haunted house, or it can be incubus that preys on people at nightclubs. It's like literally anything. Band. Hey, that's what they've been doing lately.
That's what it was.
All right, now from the forum, we have one from Keeps, and Keeps ask, "Oh, this is not even a spooky one. This is a little more behind the scenes for you. How much info do you get when writing music for a table story show?"
I ask for everything because you get a better soundtrack there.
Yeah.
So I get so much info. There was a show that I was writing constant music for as the show's progressing, and I knew what was going to happen, and I saw behind the curtain. I knew everything for that particular show, and I tried to get as much information as I need for a show. Just the thing is, to get the information I need, people end up telling me everything. But I don't care about spoilers. I can enjoy stuff even knowing what happens.
I think it kind of depends for me. Like, I have found that I'm more of a recent table story viewer and listener. And I have found that like some things get spoiled just because like Nocturne's been so long ago. So things like the premise of it were kind of like spoiled. So I went to the first episode kind of knowing what was going on, but I almost kind of prefer that because then I can pay attention to other details.
Yeah,
I can kind of really like get, but then, then there's the whole like trying to figure out who's what and what that shadowy figure is and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know about like spoilers. It just depends for me. I would imagine as doing the music for a lot of table story shows that you have to know a lot in advance anyways, because it might just take you longer per song.
Specific scenes that need to be scored. Yeah. But sometimes I can just have the bare minimum and just like, boom, it's done. It's knocked out. I can take it from that. But usually I just want as much information as possible so people get the right music. Because somebody might say, oh, I need a trepidatious song or something like that. And I'm like, okay, and I'll write that. And then it'll go in the show. And because I don't know what the scene's about, what's going to happen there, it's the wrong vibe. Even though everyone else like, oh, it's good music and it fits. I'm like, no, it's not right enough for me. Yeah. I'm slightly a perfectionist.
That's good though. I think that's good.
I think it is because I appreciate the perfection can never be obtained.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with trying to get as close as possible?
See, I go the opposite route on that one.
Okay.
I'm never going to make it perfect. This is what you get. Good enough. What do you got for me?
I wish I could do that sometimes. Sometimes I just wish I could smash something out.
Yeah.
But I can't because I'm like, but what about that little fucking detail there that no one will ever fucking notice? That needs to be fixed.
I have found that if I can get to that naturally to the point where like my skills will progress in a way that I can just kind of like do things better each time around, which I think any creative has that. But like, I understand, I think, and I can let myself be like, okay, I'm not going to get this perfect this time. If they're happy with it, if the client is happy, the customer is happy with it, I'm happy with it. And if, that's just repeat business. But, I admire that about you because you're like, I know I can do better. I know I can make this as close to perfect as I can. And you put out a better product because of that.
I disagree that the client has to be happy.
But they're paying
the client has to be satisfied. The audience needs to be happy.
Oh, now I'm never going to make anything in my life ever again, Peachy. Thank you.
Because the client wants stuff to do this and do that. And I'm like, yes, let's make sure that you get what you want.
Yeah.
But I like music. I know music. I know what feelings it's going to like get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not everyone. I mean, a lot of the clients know exactly what their audience is before Pumpkinberry loses her goddamn mind in chat. Some clients know exactly what the audience wants, and they're right. But sometimes someone will ask me for something, and I'm like, okay, here's kind of what you want, but let me just You're just squeezing this for the audience so you don't notice it. It's hidden behind a thing. Boom,
Yeah.
there you go.
You're right. You are ultimately right. You have the 110% correct mentality to be like creating such beautiful pieces that you do, and like it shows. It absolutely shows. I've just been listening to one of your albums on loop until I forgot that it wasn't on loop, then I put it back on loop this whole time. So I've been just like vibing out to right now. But yeah, so like you're right. Like that's how you have to do it. It's not about the client. It's about the audience that's looking at it, and if they'll, get appreciation out of that extra effort.
Me as well. My artistry, my weird ego needs to grow and needs to be artistic and do all the things.
Yeah.
It's a balance, right?
Yeah.
The client needs to be happy. I need to be happy, and the content needs to be good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're trying to serve the content, right? So,
yeah. Oh yeah. The content needs to speak for itself, stand on its own, and in my opinion, yours does. So there we go. That's all it's enough. Ask us in Peachy. We got to go to the next question because it's almost 3 a.m. your time now, right?
Nearly.
Okay. We got one more and then I'll let you go. And thank you for staying on a little bit later too. I appreciate it. All right.
I'll blame you. I'll blame you to my neighbors. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Just tell them it's Greg in America. And they'll be like, damn Yanks all the time. All the goddamn time.
Yeah, because I live next door to posh English folk.
In
Wales, they're prevalent.
They might
they're
be
all over the place in
it.
Wales.
I'm like saying these things hoping I get like that, like right. Those misconceptions are correct.
Yes, I do live next door to Richard Stevensbury.
Yes, indeed.
I was just looking over the grounds as the pheasant flew over. I live in Wales, mate. I live in a valley, right?
Well, I can't do a Wales impression. I can hardly do a stupid Monty Python bad accent. I cannot do an accent
without any training wheels.
Which that is the training wheel. This next one, the last one, comes from Dylan, and Dylan writes, if you could teleport anywhere, but every time you did, you'd lose a year of your life, would you do it?
Right. Okay. You lose the years right at the end, right?
Yes, but if you do it enough times, eventually you're getting the...
Well, the end years of your life are pretty shit, right?
Right, but if you do it like 30 times, depending when you die, that you're cutting into some prime territory there.
I mean, my life sucks now. I'm past my prime, so yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah. Where would you go?
Where would I go?
Yeah.
If I could travel anywhere, where would I go?
Just Burger King?
Where would I go? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anywhere I'd want to go. Like specifically just for the act of going there?
Yeah. I mean, like anywhere in the world. So distance doesn't factor into, how many years it takes off, right? It's just a year. Bloop, it's a year. You go to the bathroom, but you teleport there, boom, it's here. Have you ever seen that movie Jumper with Darth Vader, with Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker, Samuel Jackson?
I have not, no.
It's just him. He can teleport. So the movie opens up with him teleporting around his apartment because he's too lazy to actually like walk to the spot. So he's like sits on the couch. He can't reach the remote. So he teleports over to the remote, changes the channel, turns off the TV, teleports into the bathroom, does his, does that. So you could you very well do that.
I think the cost of a year for just doing that is a bit much.
Yeah, it's steep. But like if you could go to like, I don't know, a nice island somewhere like Hawaii or something.
Does it have good internet? I'm a fan of concrete. I'd probably go to a city, a big city. Right. I love concrete. I don't. There's nowhere particular I'd want to go. Okay. I've never been like, oh, I'd love to go to Peru and see the Caspian Sea. I don't even know if that's near there.
It can be. Why not? Sure. Why not? You think chat's gonna just pull up a map and call us out?
Maybe I'd visit the major capital cities. That's about it. But there's nowhere I want to go, especially not now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could live anywhere. I feel like.
I mean, you have a VR headset. You can go anywhere you want.
Yeah. I went to
the moon.
I didn't go to the moon.
Oh,
no.
well, you could.
Oh yeah. Does it have to be on Earth?
No.
Because when they got all some shit set up in Mars, I'd go there.
Yeah. Why not?
I go, yeah, Mars. There we go.
I would say now.
Not now because I die the second I got there, but once they've got, a town hall, there we go.
I'm actually
a couple of years.
My answer was no until we started bringing space into it. I feel like, I feel like I'll go to Mars for a year of my life. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, wait, you have to come back though. So that's really 2 years.
Do you have to come back?
I mean, you don't, but if you want to.
Do they have good internet?
Do they have good internet on Mars? That's the determining factor. All right. That's all the questions that we have tonight. Peachy, anything you got to plug? Anything you got to say? Anything you want to tell chat right now? Go for it.
I stream. Follow me.
Yeah, do it.
The Ghostbuster thing. I guess I'm pushing that. We got a new thing called the Vault, which is anything I can't solve on stream, it goes into the Vault. There's already one thing in the Vault, and I have no idea how to disprove it or explain it. And there's going to be special episodes where we dive into the Vault and I tear it apart and I try and sort of maybe enhance the footage. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet because it's the first time I've not been able to figure out a thing on stream because I'm usually like, that's done like this. That's done like that. But this one thing, this guy is teleport. This guy looks like he teleports in.
That's awesome. I can't wait for that.
And I have no idea how it's done.
When did you say that was going to be again?
I don't know. I don't know when the vault will be open. Right. I'm going to get a couple of things in the vault, and then I'll figure out a way to help the chat to open the vault.
All right.
Open the vault. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know how. The vault. Yeah.
All right.
I do that every Thursday, and then I stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I have some days off. And I'm gonna be in something roleplay soon, which I can't announce.
You can't announce. Can't announce
the day.
It's fine.
I will be a werewolf. Though.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's fine. PB already canceled me. I'm gonna like hit a button and then everything's just gonna cut off. And that's gonna happen. It's because I've angered the Pumpkinberry, close personal friend of the stream, Pumpkinberry. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Peachy, again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll have you back on at some point.
About myself. I'm very interesting.
Yeah, I think you are. All right, bye.
The fetid brain worms. The expired shavings of a yak. The bald cum gun. He's wetter than an otter's pocket. It's PeachyPixel8.
That's it. That's all we got for Phone-a-Friend Friday. Thank you all so much for hanging out. We do have games coming up real soon. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to take a quick BRB. When we come back, we are going to be playing. Where's the button? The Ascent. Potentially with our friend Taylor Swift, assuming they are still alive. Okay, bye. I mean, bye. I swear to God, any one of you move, I swear to God.